I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you may want to consider the all-new 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9 in cyber gray over black and black H-Tech interior. This is the Calligraphy performance, so you're increasing horsepower. They have 3 different battery choices, a rear-wheel drive, an all-wheel drive configuration. Hell, the thing comes basically fully loaded on every trim, but a near 80 grand price, 6 different trims to choose from. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm gonna throw in some pros and cons while we're revealing these 3 reasons why you may wanna consider this all-new electric SUV. The front is gonna have full LED headlights, daytime runnings. It integrates across the whole front grille. The lower gets the cube lighting, active grille shutter, front and rear parking sensors. That's on every single trim. A 360-degree reverse camera that starts on the SEL. 6.9 inches of clearance on all trims. Now, if you're thinking Kia EV9, well, you should probably throw that into the equation. What's the difference? That is going to look more rugged and off-roadsy. This is going to look a lot more elegant. So more for the luxury line, in which in the interior part of the review, you're going to see that's another reason why I would get this vehicle. A DC charge, 800 watts, 24 minutes, 10 to 80%. Now we have the performance Calligraphy, so that's going to change the ball game, because this is going to be the more powerful variant with 442 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. So your range is going to be only 311 miles. Charging at home on a level 2 or a 240 volt is going to take 11.5 hours. But you can use a Tesla charger, which will get around 40 minutes from a 10 to 80% charge. So I like that they're implementing that. Plus, you have 4 different wheel designs, 3 different sizes, starting off at 19-inch. The Calligraphy is going to have the more EV9 style, but going up to the Calligraphy design, it's going to look like a Maybach. A McPherson strut front suspension, 5-link rear suspension, so it's going to be a smooth driving 3rd-row SUV. Now you can have a 7-seat passenger configuration or a 6-seat configuration. The beauty about this is you have a rear-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive configuration, plus you can still get the features on the 7-seat configuration as well as the 6-seat. So if you want the bench, you still are not going to lack that many features. Towing is going to decrease on the rear-wheel drive to 3,500 pounds. 5,000 pounds, that's what we're showcasing. The first reason why I would pick this, a 0 to 60 is about 5 seconds. That's pretty crazy. Now I understand that's not necessarily the reason why you want to get an all-electric EV. But when you're fitting 6 passengers, more features than anybody in its class, plus range, plus you have the ability to get quick charging times, but then on a con. Where are you going to find 800 volts to charge this thing? There's not a lot of charging ports for that. Flush door handles, and when they deploy, you're going to see the IONIQ 9 print. The rear gets LED taillights, and it wraps around pretty much the whole rear. With the digital rear view mirror in safety, they go above and beyond with that. You not only have blind spot view monitoring, which uses the cameras on the 360-degree reverse camera for the power folding heated side view mirrors. It will project the image from there when you use your indicators on the gauge cluster, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. Plus, you got the 360-degree reverse camera, front and rear parking sensors on all trims. It also includes rear cross traffic collision avoidance, park distance warning, parking collision avoidance assist, forward collision avoidance, with car, pedestrian, cyclist, junction, turning, crossing, lane change oncoming, lane change side detection, and steering assist, with lane keeping assist, lane follow assist, driver attention, forward assist, forward attention, and the vehicle can basically drive for you almost 100% without too much engagement. Plus, you have Smart Park 2.0, which means auto start the vehicle, the lights are on, so that indicates that the vehicle is running. Turn it on the side, and now you're gonna move the vehicle forward or backwards. You could do this about 10 to 15 feet from the vehicle if the vehicle would work. Well, because of the range, we're not able to show the feature, but it is a cool feature. You can move the vehicle forward and backwards. I have several TikTok videos and Instagram videos, so you could check that out through there. And when we have one that has a little bit more range, we will show it on the channel. Power liftgate going into 21.9 cubic feet of storage. Now, the nice thing about the IONIQ 9 is it's basically a square box to get in. LED interior lights, you get a 12 volt. You have to flip this like the EV9 to close the trunk. And you have to slide this similar to the EV9 for the home plug. Underneath the floor, we'll get a little bit of storage. And Hyundai does it right because everything's in the back. So you'll just push these two buttons here and it's going to split at a 50-50 split, increasing cargo to 46.7 cubic feet. And you don't have to hold the buttons either. So I like that because typically you have to just sit there and waste your time. You could do the same thing for the third row. You just push the buttons. It's going to fold those captain seats, maxing cargo to 86.9 cubic feet of storage. And because everything's a flat floor, it makes loading easy. You can just hit this button twice and it'll open up that frunk. This is going to increase cargo by 3.1 cubic feet underneath the frunk. The key fob to the all-new IONIQ 9. And you got the Smart Park. Stain-resistant cloth seating will start on the S and the SE. The SEL will start with the H-Tech trim seats and carries on up through all the trims. Heated seats is standard for the front. Ventilated seat starts on the SEL trim. 18-way power seat adjustment for the driver. 14-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. Ergo motion seats for the driver. Memory for the driver starts on the limited trim. It's a tech-focused dashboard layout. I appreciate that because we're in an all-electric vehicle. Let's fire it up. Digital rear view mirror with the HomeLink, auto dimming rear view mirror, LED interior lights, ultra suede headliner with a large panel moonroof that goes into the second row, air vents in the ceiling. And the dashboard will configure into the door card, and they keep the DNA of Hyundai alive. Driver focus setup, ambient lighting is going to surround the interior of the cabin, and the curved 2-screen, 1-panel with a 12.3 infotainment screen. It has navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio, Hyundai Pay. Put it into reverse. You get a 360-degree reverse camera. The trajectory expands. When you click onto the sub-menu, you can line it up for the toe. You can line it up for side to side or the whole back. Click here, and now you have the 3D view, so you can go all around it just by simply swiping around. Now we have the blind spot view monitoring, so when you use this indicator, you can see objects in the gauge cluster without looking off the road. Just use your indicators. And it's a 12.3 digital reader that can go through an array of different content for the driver. And to do that, you'll just simply hit the setup button here, or you can do it on the infotainment screen here. And you're going to go into screen layout, and then you'll go to the gauge theme. And this will change out the design. With a heads-up display and your driver mode select, when you put it into sport, look what it does. Turns it into red. It's pretty cool how it changes. And check this out. Tells you to move forward. 4-spoke steering wheel, it's multi-function. You get the regenerative braking paddle shifts. The gear lever is on the stock as well as the push button start. And a dual climate control up front. It's a tri-climate control, so you have another pad in the back. And this is a touchpad, so it is kind of nice how tech forward they are. With 3 USB-C ports, push this and you get a 12 volt. A storage tray right here, and another storage pocket here. It's basically a full pass-through because you can adjust this. And you have a lot more space between each other. Finger recognition. Driving mode select. Now you have a few driving modes here. You got 4 different driving modes plus your terrain modes, which will include your snow, mud, and sand. Wireless charging pad, open up, pretty deep storage pocket. Lift this up and it goes all the way down, and that will configure into the back, which you'll see later on in this review. Leg space is going to be more than enough for the front occupants. You still have that storage right here, and then you'll have your glove box right underneath here. But unfortunately, when you have kids, they like to sit a little bit tight in the vehicle. And the air vents run seamlessly through the whole dash. Headroom, also really good. Door card, it's going to keep that same vibe coming into play, so it'll have that electrified styling. A large grab handle, one touch up and down for all the windows. There are acoustic windows and windscreen with a medium-sized storage pocket and 14 speakers through Bose. And look at these seats. I'm going to get out so that way you can actually see it. You push the button right there. Now it's going to do some amazing things when you're at a park or a standstill. Literally giving you a lazy boy. The only issue I have with this is it becomes so much more of a relaxed sit. I don't want to even finish the review. And even my son wants to do the same thing. Which you can do this in 4 seats. Check out the back. Back seats, this is the opening that you have, and the Limited will start with these captain seat configuration, and check out what you could do. Literally make it like a lazy boy. Heated, second row ventilated seats start on the Limited trim. Third climate control, USB-C ports, storage behind both of the front seats, the storage container here, which if you put something there, you can open it from here, and you can take that cell phone out, or check this out. You lift this container up, put that phone in there, close this up. Now look at this. I can get it out from here. Now another cool thing about this is, Isa, if you could put your hand underneath there and slide it back. It's gonna slide back 7.5 inches. Now why would you want this? Well, slide it back again. You not only have your cubby right there easy, but now it's a little bit more accessible for the climate control also. Slide it forward. The door card is going to get the manual sunshades, and it's going to be soft where it needs to be with a long grab handle, 2 cup or beverage holders with a large storage in the back. Sitting behind me, you're going to have plenty of leg room. I have probably about 4 to 6 inches. Headroom, I have another 4 to 6 inches. The micro sway comes into the back.
You need to get back to work.
Oh man, it's just so comfortable. You need to stop by today at Ghetto Genesis of Lakewood to check it out. It's Hyundai. For the third row, push the button here. It's going to electronically move forward for you, and it should at $77,000. Does take a little bit of time, but I guess when you have 80 grand, you can wait. And that's the opening that you have to fit 2 more in the back. These are power adjustable seats in the rear, USB-C ports, 2 cup holders, air vents in the ceiling. And we're going to fold this back so that way you can check out that leg space. Hits the knees. It doesn't stop. Oh, there it does. It stops. Doesn't index, but you can see it's going to be a little bit more tight. The nice thing is the headroom is literally like 3-4 inches. I'm at 6'3", and I could sit back here and you could fit 6 adults. 442 horsepower, that is insane. 516 pound-feet of torque. This thing weighs over 3 tons. Look at it go. And listen to those sensors. I wanted you to hear and see what this vehicle can demonstrate, because it is by far one of the safest vehicles on the road. It reads every single thing that you're doing. It has plenty of performance. I mean, around 5 seconds, 0 to 60 is crazy. And it's quiet. Now I'm on level 4, which is max for the paddle shifters for the regenerative braking, and it does about 50 to 60% braking. Putting it on 3, I would say is more towards around a 40% braking. Level 2, because I've been driving this around a bit, and level 1 is kind of the sweet spot if you're trying to recoup some of those MPGs, because level 2 is probably around the 15-20%, and level 1 you're hardly going to feel it at all, so maybe like a 5-10%. So I appreciate that. Plus you get quick charging. You can use Tesla charging, and you have 311 mile range when you're going to this variant. Now obviously when you get into the more performance lines on all electric vehicles, you lose range. But the nice thing here is you still have an 800 volt charging capacity that could get you up to 24 minutes from a 10 to 80% charge. But maneuverability purposes, it's not that long. It doesn't feel that long. It projects wide because the interior has a lot of space and they optimize that, and it's going to take me to some pros and cons. The pros is you're getting everything that all EV vehicles should have, and it goes that extra step, giving you more standard features, giving you more charging capabilities, giving you 3 different power options. Plus, when you go into the non-fully loaded vehicles, you can still more or less get the same packages that you get on a limited trip. So I like that. Now obviously when you go to the Calligraphy and the Calligraphy design, it does change a little bit, but you're spending around $80,000. Comparing this to the EV9, I will say that vehicle is a little bit more quiet though. This is still quiet, don't get me wrong, but the sound deadening in the EV9 seems to be a little bit more so. The touch to feel is very good here. And giving that sliding cluster in the center, because the EV9 doesn't really give you that extra capacity, plus this has more legroom, more cargo capacity than the EV9, they just open it up a little bit more so. Turn radius, I don't know, we're gonna try it. Here we go. It's about 2 and a part lane. Let's rock and roll. Oh my God. You're going exceptionally fast with this yacht on wheels. And when you're thinking about the price, putting all the amenities together, this is the second reason why I would consider this EV. I mean, performance, luxury, hand in hand. And it goes the extra step because it carves out more interior space than every single vehicle. The suspension really absorbs well. The seat comfort is good. It tailors to your body, especially considering you got 18 different way power seat adjustment. Now on the passenger side, that is a con. They should give you the ergomotion seats. They should give you the more power seat adjustments, but they don't. And going into the third row, I understand it's still a Hyundai, it's not Genesis, but they should give a fourth climate control for the third row occupants just because of the pricing that you're at. Manual sunshades, I mean, we're near 80 grand. It needs to be power sunshades at this price. The dashboard, it just has this awkward cover on the passenger side because they want this curved one panel, two screen layout. But this tech driven, I mean, we could kind of make it more of a flat dashboard layout so that way it's a little bit more engaging for the passenger too. I like that we still have physical buttons. The touchpad, I'm fine with that. You don't really have too much fingerprints on this because there's not a lot of gloss black. So they did a great job cleaning that up. And the adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist is by far one of the best that Hyundai has put in their vehicles because you could go about a mile or so without being engaged at all. Now, when you change the different driving modes, it will change the driving pattern, plus it will increase or decrease your range. So I appreciate that Hyundai does that. It literally will tell you. So when you're in Eco, for instance, I'm at 69 miles. And then when I go into normal, it goes to 67 miles. Sport will go to 65 miles and so forth. So it actually tells you what you're gonna get, plus it changes the whole configuration of the way it feels when you push the pedal. And the only other problems that I have with these EVs is, I mean, 11, 12 hours for a full charge. Nobody sleeps that long. So you're never gonna have this thing fully charged. But in the same category, most companies are stressing to not keep it at a full 100% anyways, to keep it in that 20 to 80% realm. But it's something that you can daily, and it feels more upscale than the class that it's in, taking it to a more premium style. I mean, Hyundai by far has knocked this one out of the ballpark. Taking me to the final reason why you may want to consider it. As you saw earlier, the safety in this vehicle, it not only protects you from the front, the sides, the back, but the whole vehicle. No vehicle in class that's under $80,000 is going to stress the luxury, the performance, the safety, and all of the standard amenities that you're getting with the new IONIQ 9. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check this next video out right here, which is going to be the Kia EV9. And I'd like to thank our friends here at Ghetto Hyundai of Lakewood for giving us this all-new 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9